Hey guys, Troy Francis coming at you from Warsaw in Poland, where I am having a very good time because, without a doubt, with the possible exception of Bogota in Colombia, Warsaw in Poland is probably one of the best places on the planet as far as dating and game and all of that good stuff is concerned. So, here for a few days, having a good time, say no more. I wanted to do a quick video though, talking about what are commonly called shit tests. Okay, now, before we start, I just want to say I've always found that term to be particularly vulgar. I don't know if it's the English gentleman in me, I don't know if it's the more refined kind of character that I am, but there's just something very unpleasant about the term shit tests. I prefer to just say tests, to be honest, because I think it sounds nicer. I don't think we need to bring a word for excrement into this particularly, but popularly, nevertheless, these things are known as shit tests, so I'm using it here just so that people are aware of what I'm talking about. So what is a shit test? Well, basically, when you're dealing with women, what you're going to find is a lot of the time they will test you in some shape or form, and often in the early parts of an interaction, maybe when you first approach or when you go on the first date or even on the second date or whatever, she's going to throw in a few things in order to test your mettle, okay? In other words, in order to see whether you actually are the guy that you're purporting to be. So if you're putting on something of an exterior as a masculine, dominant, alpha kind of guy, and absolutely those are qualities that you should be displaying, she's going to test at that a little bit to see if you're the real deal or if you're just putting on a front and actually you're a bit of a flannel, okay? So shit tests can include, but are not limited to, things like, aren't you a bit old for me? How rich are you? Do you say that to all the girls? How many other girls have you said this to? Is this where you bring all your other girlfriends? Etc, etc, etc. It's anything that is going to slightly get under your skin, maybe slightly make you nervous, or might have the effect of making you defensive. So for example, if she says something like, do you always say that to other girls? Then the natural tendency for the guy who's maybe, let's say, a little bit defensive is to say, no, you are the only one. I've never spoken to another woman in my life. I only go for beautiful, innocent women like you, and that's it. I'm a one-woman man. Or something like that. Now, actually, the way that I just said it, ironically, would probably work quite well because I kind of said it in a sarcastic manner, and that may actually play in your favor. But you don't want to be denying an essential part of yourself. So if a central part of you is a masculine, alpha, dominant guy who knows what he wants and goes out to get it, if a central pillar of that is that you date around and you're not in a committed monogamous relationship and you're playing the field at the moment, then you should own that, okay? Just because a girl or a woman tries to nail you on it, you shouldn't fold immediately and deny it. You should just own that and say, yeah, actually, you know, I'm a single guy. I like to experience all that life has to offer. Sometimes I go out, I meet different women. That's just how I am, right? You've just got to own your fundamental, authentic nature, okay, and not seek to disguise it in front of her. If she says something like, well, aren't you a little bit too old for me? You might look at her and say, well, you know, I think actually you might be a little bit too old for me, or you might be a little bit old, or you might be a little bit young for me, or something like that. You want to put it back on her, okay? You don't want to get into a situation where you're apologizing for yourself, for any aspect of yourself, or trying to ameliorate any aspect of yourself, okay? The very best response to any of these tests, in the end, is simply nonchalance, okay? It's simply not giving that much of a damn, okay? Because the less that she's able to get under your skin, the less that she's able to make you react, the more attractive you're going to seem to be. Because in her hindbrain, if she, as a woman who is physically not as strong as you, physically less intimidating than you, etc., etc., is able to get under your skin and unsettle you, then what is a more forceful foe going to be able to do to you? Okay? Because remember, she wants a guy who's going to be there, who's going to be able to protect her, who's going to be able to hold frame in the face of predators, right? In the face of attacking hordes from other tribes. We're talking an Evo Psych kind of a context here, all right? And if she, a mere humble woman, is able to ruffle your feathers and make you annoyed and make you defensive and get your guard up, that doesn't speak much for how you're going to act if something really serious happens. Okay, if some marauding tribesman comes in and tries to upset the equanimity of whatever it is you're doing. So you need to maintain your calm and your composure at all points with her, okay? That is what's going to impress her. What's not going to impress her is you trying to be clever, trying to come up with funny ripostes to whatever it is she's saying, trying to get back at her. And 100% whatever you do not want to get butthurt, right? You do not want to get ruffled, okay, by anything that she says. Whatever she says, it's fine, it's cool. You just laugh or you just smile quizzically. Don't feel that you have to answer everything. Don't feel that you have to justify everything, okay? And look, if she gets to the point where she's being super, super annoying and she's really needling you unnecessarily about multiple things, in the end, it may be time to bring that date to an end, okay? You don't have to put up with nonsense like that from somebody that you've just met, okay? However attractive she is, however beautiful, however wonderful and witty and everything else, you don't have to put up with that crap, okay? It's better to say, listen, I wish you well, I'm going to go now, have a great evening, and then walk out, okay? Better to do that than to sit there and be somebody's punching bag, okay? But if she just comes in with a couple of little things and she's just kind of testing you and it's a little bit funny and it's a little bit humorous, okay, fine, whatever, but just don't be reactive, okay? Being reactive is the very, very worst thing you can do. It's going to turn her off more quickly than someone flipping a light switch, okay? Don't be reactive. Answer in an amusing, kind of amused way. Don't justify yourself. Don't feel that you have to make excuses for yourself. Be unfazed and go from there, and you should be fine, okay? That's the reason why these tests, or these shit tests, come into play in the first place, and that's how you should handle them. Basically, by brushing them off. Basically, by not caring. And the real way to not care, of course, is to have abundance, because the more abundance you've got in your dating life, the more other options you've got, the less that success or failure with this one particular random individual matters to you on a deep level, then the less you're naturally going to care. And she's going to sense that, and that's going to make her more keen to win your favor, okay? The more concerned you are with her approval, this one random individual woman out of, the 7 billion people on the planet, you're so concerned with her approval that it really, really matters to you on this huge level. She's going to sense that. She's going to sense the power that she has in regard to you, and she's going to disrespect you for it, okay? Because women don't respect a guy who appears to be overly reliant on their approval. So let it sail past you. Don't get butthurt. Don't get wound up. Be quizzical, smile, be whimsical, brush it off, move on, and you should be good. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give me a like, share this video with your friends and close family and anybody else that you want to share it with. And if you want to get on a coaching call with me to discuss coaching options, there is a link below. We can do a 15-minute free discovery call where we can discuss possible coaching options for you. Also, get on my free email subscriber list. Again, the link is below. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.